What up? Let's get back to Fulgora, shall we? We are... How much scrap you got right now? Almost out. What we're going to work on today is... I'm going to start bringing bot solutions to Fulgora. And I'm going to start some very initial quality grinding, I think, as well. As we just sit here and wait to collect enough... these are all lightning attractors? Yes. As we wait to collect enough concrete from the scrap that we're harvesting. So that we can at least have something on Fulgora doing something. Because that'll be nice. And that's also going to mean island migration. Because I think these two islands are much better suited to actually building out some initial industry than the island that we've currently set up shop on. So there's actually a bunch of things that I want to get going in assemblers to save us time for later. And as soon as we're back with this load of scrap, we're going to get around to doing some of them. Grab a few extra bits and pieces, and then I'll head back. I think we're about halfway through the amount of scrap that we need right now. Or the amount of concrete that we need right now. So I guess also technically halfway through the amount of scrap we need right now. I do miss my bots. I wonder if I'm making lubricant. Because I could be building bots at this point. You are making lubricant. You could just make bots. Yeah, you're right. Make yourself new construction bots. Alright, let's go do some things. How are you holding it together over here? Good? Yeah, you look like you're doing fine. So what do I need for flying robot frames? It's electric engine units, which I kind of want to leave intact. What are you out? What did you run out? Oh, you ran out of green circuits. There you go. I don't want to touch the electric engine units because I need those for making the rocket landing pad. But I'm pretty sure... Yeah, I can make roboports, no problem. So I'll probably just make myself enough logistics drones to get started. Which, let's say that's going to be... 10. And then can I crank out flying frames by hand? I can. I'm going to need batteries for that. So give me these by hand. They're going to take a little while to autocraft, and that's fine. Well, those build. What do I need for recyclers? God, recyclers cost concrete too. I really do not want to tap into this concrete until I've got a dang rocket hub down, man. Because then I'll be allowed to take drills down to the surface as per my stupid challenge rule. If you're watching this at home and you're like, man, I wonder if I should try doing this, leave Fulgora without mining anything on Fulgora with a drill. Really depends on how much free time you have. This video is for entertainment purposes only, so that's not really a consideration for me, but if you're doing it, having something in your other window helps immensely. Or like a good podcast to listen to. Or some other form of distraction. The other thing that I was thinking about is I bet if we make quality big power poles to get the range bonus on them, we could extend a power grid to these different islands. Because they're close-ish to each other. Like these, actually I bet a big power pole will connect those two naturally. Yeah, okay. Which means that a RoboPort should also connect, because I think the distance is the same. Supply area is 50 by 50. So they need to be 25 apart, and your connection is 32. It's going to be a little shorter. And quality does not improve that. So the logistics grids might be fragmented. However, the power connection we could at least get to connect. Because quality on power poles increases coverage and wire length, I'm pretty sure. Yeah? Yeah, okay. Meanwhile, this number is steadily going down, which means that my drones are doing something to the wall back home. I haven't looked at it, but I'm going to assume that they're being productive as we empty another island here. You guys need more scrap over here? Yes, you are done with your current processing. And do you have delicious concrete for me? You have some. Alright, so we're over halfway. And how are you holding up? You're out of iron plate? I can get you some more iron plate. You keep working on those. We don't need many more. You good in here? Otherwise, you're still at 174. I'll top you up a little bit. And I'll top you up a little bit, because I've got it on me. So let's go ahead and make 5 construction drones and 5 logistics drones. Let's get a RoboPort down. And I really don't need this to cover much. So for starters, I'll probably just put you like here, and then we'll move you later if we need to. And for now, all I want you to do is handle storage. So we're going to start building a storage network here. You are going to hold gears. You are going to hold steel. You are going to hold blue circuits. You are going to hold holmium. Just so I can get the holmium out of the way. We have to wait until October for land tridents. It's true, and even then, I think you're going to be disappointed. Because I don't think you're getting land tridents. I'm sorry that you had to hear it from me in this way. But I just think it would be irresponsible if I allowed you to hope. I would instead prefer to crush your aspirations up front. Also, just continue paving this island. So you also look kind of big. Maybe we should go and explore you. This one's done. This one's done. This one's done, obviously. This one never had anything, and this one is done. And this one is done. This one's going to be pretty small, based on that scrap patch size. And this one, I don't even see any scrap patches yet. So let's go take a look at you. Yeah, let's go take a look at you. What's your problem? What's your deal? You're not as big as I thought. Good for building, though. We should have a very easy power pole connection to make up there to the north. But you have none scrap. Have they said they're going to do elite specs in the new expansion? Is that what the feature's going to be? I have not read about it at all. Like, at all, at all. Yeah, so we can use this to jump our power across these two islands. We can actually get these to connect, and I'm pretty sure I can fit a roboport on there too. So these are also decent building candidate. Enough room. How dare you? Really? Destroyed a wall. Wow. Alright. This is, again, decent building candidate. Lots of space. And then let's see what the one on the other side has as well. As our radar just slowly works through all these different islands. You have more red circuits for me. Thank you. Put together a second one of these so that my drones can reach it. Give me concrete. Getting close to 600 now. You have enough rocket fuel stored up? Yeah, that'll be enough. Electric engine's doing good. I'll give you another 100 iron plates. Maybe another set of gears. Steel. So you, we're going to pull up here so that you reach these grids. And then these, I actually want to be passive providers rather than storages. Because then these friendly logistics drones will take things out of the passive provider, put them in storage. I thought, anyway. Do you have a problem with that? Maybe it needs to be an active provider? I would have thought that a storage chest would pull out of a passive provider, but maybe not. It won't. Okay, there you go. Learning things about... Oh, yeah. Never mind. I see what the problem is here. Learning things about logistics every day. You're working as intended. It doesn't matter how damaged the walls get. They'll get fixed. This island appears to be stone only. But it's big. It's quite big. These weird little fulgurite trees are going to be a nice source of fulgurite for us. Lots of them out here. Those islands don't go anywhere. They're not really going to help us with anything. And also, you don't need to destroy those cliffs. That's okay. Here, I'll do it for you. There we go. Alright, let's get you guys out of lightning strike range, maybe. It looks like there's some stuff to the south. Wow, it's a huge island. Holy cow. How big are you? Dude, this is where we need to build our main base. Holy shit. Also, get back under lightning coverage so that you don't actually die. That's a problem. I don't want to have stone on me. Logistics spots, can you take care of that? Thank you. Yeah, this is the island we need to set up on. This place is massive. Also, if I make a custom deconstruction planner, and the only entity I set to... Can I not use like a picker? So I want to set it to deconstruct everything except for the Fulgoran lightning catchers. Oh yeah, no, you can. Yeah, here. Blacklist. So this will select everything except the lightning catchers. Yeah, there we go. That's what I wanted. Now we're cooking. So I can just paint the landscape with this thing, and it'll leave the towers intact. No, I'll pick these. You guys don't worry about that. You worry about taking things apart. I will pick them up. I am much more efficient at it than you are. Can't insert scrap, inventory's full? Oh yeah? No, they're right. They're not going to be able to. Alright, sure. Can I at least do this then? And then cancel these. Oh, and then I can't pick you up either. Well, I can do that. No, because they're going to keep trying to put stuff into your inventory. You can destroy this deconstruction planner. What is your problem right now? Is this gonna help you? Does this make you feel better? Sure. We'll come pick that up later. I have scrap. You put both of your storage chests down. You probably shouldn't have done that. Take that. Go pick up the rest of the stuff you left on that island. Because you want to set up a requester chest for scrap that feeds into the scrap machines, and you want your logistics drones to draw from that. Here's where I parked all my random garbage. And I guess as long as you're over here... Let's make another one. Add cliffs to that exclusion list as well, if you're just going to cancel them anyway. Now. Oh, yeah. So, yes. That's what we're looking for. Bots, baby. And then I'll just pick up all the stuff that you leave behind. Tasty, tasty. You guys charge for a bit. Your inventory is going to be full soon, so just start walking towards the exit. Because your drones are going to keep trying to take things apart. And so you have to continually outfox them. to keep them from doing what you want them to do. Or what they want to do. Which is not what you want them to do. Are you following? Are you keeping up? There's going to be a test. Come charge. Come charge. And then keep following. Grab these last couple, and then we're going back home. Because that's my inventory full. Off we go. Does seem like it's always night when we try and make this trip. But what can you do? Now then. That's full. Dump it here. That'll give your drones something to do. Give them the storage chest here. Have it hold scrap here. And then logistics, trash slots, scrap, 0. This can also be stone. And then you can also make one for steel. And then how are you looking on concrete? Another 16. Another 16. It's progress. Logistic filter steel. Yeah, they're slowly working through it. I can help you out a bit. Here's a bunch of holmium ore that I found. Here's a bunch of iron plate that I found. Here's a bunch of solid fuel that I found. You're milling away. You have 6 to go, and then I can start using all those electric engine units for logistics drones. You have endeavored to put stone in the wrong bin. Unforgivable. Where did I get iron ore from? Where did I get iron ore from? What the heck? Iron ore. Iron ore recycling. I wouldn't have gathered any of these. I have no clue where this would have come from, because iron plate recycling just returns iron plate. Did I accidentally recycle a concrete? I must have. That's the only place that iron ore can come from. A single concrete got accidentally recycled somehow. And became an iron ore. We're probably just going to throw that into a crusher and delete it. Also, that's another small island. What a weird little island configuration here. Like, it's all kind of on a grid. Also, that's going to be a big scrap patch. Yeah, 24 million. I'm down with that. But this is going to be the island that we build on long term. Alright, we are almost ready to set out again. Dump all these gears in a box. Dump all this copper wire in a box. And off you go. Let's continue feeding scrap. Pick up these last remnants that we left last time. I don't want you guys to get too deep into this island without cleaning out some of the random junk that's up here first. There you go. There you go. Now we can dive a little deeper. Still plenty of inventory room. Probably getting pretty close to being full. Yeah. Alright, let's think about starting to leave here, drones. Come up here. They should be far enough away that you don't want to get into any mischief. There's enough on the ground for one more trip out here, probably. And we will likely need it. This is going to put us at 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, or 6:30. It's a lot of scrap that we brought back, though. Little copper wire, little steel plate, stone, full already. We can trash some of that ice. Actually, I should have enough red chips to make another robo-board. Four entities are destroyed? That's fine. We make more construction bots. I'm not even worried about that. You guys making construction bots over here, right? Yeah, you have 2,000 in the grid. And the train supplies them automatically. So anytime any construction bot is destroyed, a train is going to bring more. You need steel and gears. Yoink, yoink. We're going to put one down here, and I'm going to auto-feed plates into this assembler. I'm going to auto-feed steel and gears into the engine factory. And I'm going to auto-feed ice into the ice melting plant. So for that, I'm going to need requesters. 3 of them. One here, one here, one here. 4 of them. And one here. And I'm going to need iron plates for that. Get these on the go. Yeah. I don't remember what your job was. Oh, you need to be another requester chest. You're solid fuel. There you go. So, request solid fuel. Request ice. Request, whatever it is that you make. I guess you don't need pipes, though. And then you don't need engines. But that's some basic automation to keep all this junk running. And then I have 26 spare engines that I can turn into 26 robots. With more feature. Alright. So we'll handcraft. I need 6 more. What am I out of? Oh, battery. There we go. So while those handcraft, we'll go up to 685 concrete. Wander back to our scrap island. And then we'll come back and we'll make a bunch more logistics bots. Well, we'll probably go half and half. I'll take like another 20 construction bots with me to make this work go faster. And then I'll turn the rest into Logi. There might be even more scrap to the south of this island. We don't even know how big this place is yet. This is also why it benefits you to wander around a little bit on Fulgora before you decide where to set up. Because you might end up finding a very nice island to set up on that's just a little further away than where you started. Although I do still kind of like the idea of decentralized manufacturing. I've just got trains running between islands, shipping things around, so we might still do a little bit of that. Just because it's cool, and why wouldn't you? So let's do a quick perimeter sweep of this island. Over here, it ends. Okay. But that's beautiful buildable area. Down here, it goes through, like, an old Fulgoran city. Over here, there's a second old Fulgoran city. Right on what used to be the coast. To another island that it can't quite reach. That one's going to be just a little out of range. But we'll start taking all your stuff as well. Boom. Alright. We depart then. And this one's going to be a little bit of a walk. So here's the island we started on. Oh, you can charge. Yeah. You're just not going to be able to come back inside. So give me another 10 of you when we're done with the robot frames themselves. Dump all your scrap. Dump your extra gears. Dump your extra wire. You need another stone box. Here's your stone. You also wouldn't mind a sticks box. It's going to take me forever to craft that. Borrow this one. There you go. And then how are you guys looking on concrete? Another 17. That puts you at 700. 720. With quite a bit of scrap to sift through. Oh, and... Oh, no, it's not in your trash slot yet, because your trash slots are full of stone. Right, I'll deal with that one manually. You're falling stone again. Good God. At least you guys are happily working away down here. That pleases me. I'm pleased by that. I guess I could start quality grinding with like this spare recycler that I have. Can you do anything with a single grinder? Yes, actually, I think you can. So let's start to try and figure this out. This is going to be something fairly straightforward. It doesn't need to go on the main island. I can just have it shoved over here. Grab you. And we'll put you over here. You should expand your grid first here. Get some copper cable. Give me 2 of these. Forget about the robot frames for now. It's not as important. You can move them to the end of the queue. So there's a couple ways that we could go about doing this. And I'll walk through what I'm thinking for each one. The first way that we could approach quality grinding is we go like this, and we go like this, and we go like this. This is a perfectly valid way to do quality processing. We fill all 4 of these with quality module 1s. Actually, we could do quality module 2s with blue circuits. You need a lot of greens. We gotta start making greens again. You guys go here. I need to give you a box again. There you go. I'm sorry I took your box. No, that's the wrong box. There you go. Knock yourself out. So the first way we could do it is this. We put steel in the requester chest. The steel gets reprocessed. It converts into steel because that's the way that steel recycles. It doesn't recycle into plates. It just recycles back into steel at a 25% chance. And that's fine. 25% of the steel will come back out. And then something like 10% of that steel will come out at 1 higher quality. And then if we put uncommon through, it has a chance to turn into rare. The second way that we could do it is we can turn the steel into something else. So we still have this recycler here, and this is still going to be requesting the steel, but it's not going to output into a logistics chest. It's not going to be anything that's connected to the grid. It's going to output into a normal steel chest, and that normal steel chest is going to make steel chests. This assembler is also going to have quality modules in it. So this assembler is trying to make steel chests out of steel. You're rolling once for quality here, you're rolling once for quality here, and then you scrap the steel chest instead of scrapping the steel bar. You're getting 2 chances to roll for the same quality. And then you can also extend that. Is there anything that uses steel that you could then reprocess again to get more quality stuff? And there is. We could do roboports, which would also get us quality iron gear wheels and advanced circuits. We could do active provider chest. Well, actually, no, we'd want to do... It's actually only active provider chests, I think. What else uses steel chests? Yeah, it's just these. So we can make logistics chests out of steel chests, and we can roll quality again. And that gives us 3 opportunities to roll quality out of the same amount of steel that we would be putting into the recycler otherwise. So I think that's the approach that I'm going to wind up taking. Is just rolling for quality over and over and over and over again. As many times as I can. Until we finally recycle the finished product. So you're going to be a requester chest. You are going to request... We'll make buffer chests, because the system should never need buffer chests. And we will say, You request any quality that is less than rare. Because if it's a normal or uncommon... Yeah, that's fine. If it's normal or uncommon, we don't want it. Because we want to be making rare steel. Then, that's going to flow into... I guess a normal storage chest. Because I want to be able to set a filter on it. I can't use conditionals to set a filter on a storage chest. That's interesting. That is interesting. I don't think it matters. No, I think it does matter. I think instead you need to belt it. I'll fix it later. I think instead you need to come out like this. I think you're going to be a sushi belt. Yeah, this is going to be a sushi belt. I think this works. I don't exactly know what I'm doing right now, but I think it works. So you'll do a little something like that. You're set to output on right side only. Actually, we'll set you to filter on the left side, and I'm going to have you filter on something you'll never see. So it's going to deposit into that filter splitter. Why are you carrying concrete away? Oh, because I gave you a storage chest, and then I took it away from you. There you go. You can just put random junk in here, I guess. That's fine. So back to this problem. You're going to need... how many assemblers? I think you're going to need like 3 assemblers. No, you're going to need 2. You're going to need 1 here, and you're going to need 1 here. This one is going to make common steel chest. This one is going to make uncommon steel chest. And then you're going to give them each 2 inserters. They should only be able to grab steel that is appropriate for their filter. So this inserter shouldn't be grabbing normal steel, and this inserter shouldn't be grabbing... this inserter shouldn't be grabbing uncommon steel. This inserter should not be grabbing normal steel. No, you have another problem here. The sushi approach is not going to work. You need to use a logistics approach. And the logistics approach needs to be... it needs... I think I need to do everything with passive providers and requesters. So you're going to go into a passive provider. Because I don't actually want to set any kind of filter on you. Then you are going to go here and here. You're going to have 2 requesters that govern your input. One is going to be this, one is going to be this. And then you're going to output into 2 passive providers. One here, one here. Here and here, you're going to make normal steel chest, you're going to make uncommon steel chest. Yeah, so far so good. You make these requests, you make these requests, although I actually don't want you to start producing yet, because I might want to get some circuit logic going for your inserters. And then you guys are fine. So after that, you need 2 more. For now, I'll just run this, and then I can upcycle them further if I need to. And then we need to start the circuit grid that is going to control all this information. And I think the easiest way... I know I was controlling inserters on Nauvis. I'm going to try controlling the actual machines themselves. So you are enabled if there is an overflow of steel. If the amount of steel in the logistics network is greater than, let's say, 2,000... No. 50 times 40. If it's greater than the size of one storage chest, you're going to start eating steel and refining it into quality steel. And then you are going to get the same condition, but you're going to make uncommon chests, and you are going to request uncommon steel. And then the only thing that this system should need is the modules. So let's start working on those. In turn, they're going to need red chest, or red circuit. And then you gotta go get some more scrap. You have 15 construction drones on you. You can support 20. So make another 5. And they'll finish eventually. They're not going to finish now, but that's okay. Over time, we can re-roll those quality modules themselves, because we would want to put quality modules in, but just to get the system off the ground, I think I'm fine with this approach to start. Man, more Robux makes a huge difference, huh? Alright, you guys can recharge now. That's fine. You can let your trash slots fill up with those. I think we're going to be able to carry all of this in one trip. Yeah, how about that? Should also finish surveying the island while we're down here, though. There might be even more goodies out here, and we are only like half full on inventory. Fulgurite. That's the end of the island down here. And that's the end of the island up there. Alright, we are definitely building on this island for our main Fulgura base. It has the most space by far of anything that we have tracked down yet. And then let's also get extra logistics bots. You guys can take this scrap away. I can take this scrap away. I'll do it. I can take care of it. Let me lighten your load. And then I think you're going to need extra red circuits. Probably extra greens as well for more quality modules. Here's an extra 5. Knock yourself out. Yeah. Well, you need more red and green, actually. So I think that we may want to reprocess some gears to get our iron plate count up a bit. And then we should be able to keep this thing running a little longer. There you go. Wouldn't you also control... Wait, you would control steel with this inserter. It's this guy that needs to talk to the logistics network. He needs to be the one who says... No, they all need to. So you should talk to the network, and you're saying if steel is ever greater than 50 times 40. But then you also do need to talk to the network as well. Oh, you remember. That's very kind of you. We'll build in redundancies to make sure that we're not consuming steel to gamble on quality when we don't need to be. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 824. We still have a little bit more to go. That island should be covered in scrap. There are a ton of buildings on it. Yeah, and then you're kind of starting to run out of it. So I think you're going to be able to manage this just in time before it gets a little too tedious. Back into the fray. Let me out, thank you. Grab your Omni Deconstructor. Kill all of it. And then maybe take a peek at that island to the south. Although I don't see lightning rod coverage on it right now. I'll go look anyway. What's the worst thing that could happen? We get struck by lightning and die. We'll just go get our body back. Do you have any secrets and mysteries for me? Nope, that is a barren island. Alright, I'll be leaving. I think we're going to need to go to that island. That tiny sliver that we can see. There you go. Or this one. There's a ton of garbage on that one. Yeah, maybe we should go up there. We'll go to Australia first. Ow. Let's just let health regen a little bit, maybe. And while you're doing so, make sure you've actually dismantled this whole island. Yeah, there's a bunch of stuff you missed. Let's go make sure we grab all of that. Okay. And then what does this island have in store? This one we can connect to power with. It is fairly sizable. It's not huge. But we could absolutely build infrastructure here. Gobble all this stuff up. This is like all my favorite parts of playing Civ. Discovering a new landmass, figuring out like where you're going to put your cities, what your infrastructure on the cities is going to look like. Destroying runes. Yep. It's that too. If you're playing 5, I think 5 was the one with runes, maybe 6. Maybe Humankind, actually, now that I think... I can't remember. There's one of those civs or civ-likes where you destroy runes to get items. Alright, head back through Australia. We only need 170 more concrete, and then this long nightmare is over, and we can ship drills in. We should maybe use move the Fulgora ship into position. Because you should be stocked up with your stuff now, right? Yeah, 20 foundries, 40 drills. Why don't you head back to Fulgora? And we're going to have you wait in orbit. And then can you make any more quality modules? No, you're short on reds. Not anymore. Holy cow. Okay. 3, 4. That's enough to turn the initial recycler on. As soon as they finish. So how's your research queue doing? It's okay. Oh, I also got the water fill mod. I'm probably not going to end up using it, but I may research it just to get it out of the technologies tree. I was playing another file and I was like, I wouldn't mind having that. So what do you want your next research to be? Steel plate to 7? Nah, laser damage, projectile damage to 11. Keep the walls powerful. I do like that this portion of the map is cornered off. And I think it's probably where I'll put the landing pad, or the rocket silo. We may even have a train that ships the necessary stuff out to it. That could be interesting. Or I could just move it later, like I did with the volcano silos. That's also a possibility. Alright, we are on our last 100 concrete. You still have plenty of scrap to work through, but there's even more left on that island. Let's go back and grab a bit more. And this should be the last scrap trip that we have to make before we can build the silo. Go forth. Lots of nice big greens on this island, which is a help. Inventory check. You can go a little longer. Perfect. Exactly as much as you need. Hopefully. We'll see what the state of the recyclers is when we get back. Yuck. What? Oh. Yeah, sure. Oh, is your storage just full over here? Is that your problem? I don't know what their problem is. Was it that? It was that. Okay, whatever. Sure. Another 34. We should have our quality 2s done. And then I also need... Well, I guess I need 8 more. Ugh. Because those should be AM3s for max quality. But I guess I can upgrade that, like, slowly over time. So we need to make more iron plates. Ooh. Uncommon iron blade. Don't mind if I do. We are now getting to the point where, like, eventually I'm going to have quality mods in the recyclers that are processing scrap in the first place, because why not just get more free quality items from nothing? But we don't have the infrastructure to support doing that yet. I would really like to wait on doing that until we have EM plants, which is going to be the next thing that I try and rush as soon as we are allowed to drop pod our foundries down. Because then I can finally start making holmium with the 50% productivity increase. Also, aren't you guys hauling more solid fuel away? What's up with that? Maybe you shouldn't even be running. Now that I think about you. Like, do you even need to exist? Or can I completely subsist off of solid fuel from this guy? And obviously from the chemical plant making it here. You're also not full, which means that that is a logistics drone bottleneck. So I'll get another 5 set up. 68, 70. You still have a bit to mill through. 72. I think we may need to go out one more time. I think it's inevitable. But what we can do while we wait... Give me some of these. Because I want you to be storage for a steel plate, and then I want you to be storage for an uncommon steel plate. Just so they have a place to exist in the logistics network, and they're near the thing that is in charge of making them. Also, you still need to build AM3s. Oh god, you need so many reds. So many reds. Knock yourself out. So you go here, logistic filter, steel. You were a mistake. You come down here. Take you. You can also come down here. You are going to be uncommon steel plate. This is the only place normal steel chest is ever going to live. Also, don't you need to recycle normal steel chest? Yeah. Yeah, if we're not going to be doing the buffer chests right away, you would need to set this up. Anything less than rare gets thrown in here. And then you run all the time. You don't need to talk to the circuit network. You just always go. Okay. Yeah. It's starting to come together. 99, are you... Oh my god. Oh. It's actually kind of a good thing we got that one iron ore. Can I have this, please? Joke's on you. Don't take this. This is mine. And then if I could just make like one iron plate, please. Or one pipe, please. That would be... I had it. Alright, so as soon as you're done, we can summon a rocket down here. Yes. Yoink. And, where are those? It's space, I would assume. 200 processing units. That should be no problem. Yep, you're at 207. 200 EE units, sure. And 100 pipe. Done. Should you gamble on quality for this? You do have 4 QM2s. You would need to make an assembly machine 3. Do you need red circuits for it? You don't have enough red circuits. Alright, fine. Just make a basic quality one. And then what do you need for a cargo landing pad? Another 200 concrete? Yeah, we're going to wait on that. Also, we're going to wait on actually building the rocket. It's too tedious, man. It's too tedious. Can I just make one of these bad boys? Bring it out to, like, here. And then you can sit... For now, why don't you sit right there? And I'm going to say that's good enough. I know technically we haven't launched a rocket, but I think you can see how the feedback loop is going. Processing unit, LDS, rocket fuel. We'd have to make 4 prod 2s. I don't really want to make 4 prod 2s by hand. That sounds like a pain in the ass. I think I've demonstrated that it's possible. And we're going to call that good enough. So we can tear all this down now. Including you. Where's my drop pods? That was above Fulgora, right? Yeah. Where's my pods? Oh, here they are. I guess they always land on, like, your starter area. But now, oh baby. Big mining drill. So we need to pull substation coverage over a little further. You can't make anywhere. You don't have any advanced circuits. Okay, fine. So how many do you mine at a time? 10 per second. We're going to need to get express transports up here fairly quickly. And we could set up a belt factory with all these foundries. But we're going to have to make do with yellows for now. So 4 drills is going to saturate a blue. That's a lot of mining. 1, 2, 3, 4. Pull it down like that. Then we're going to want to get recyclers up. Recyclers, I guess it's variable, isn't it? I don't exactly know how fast they consume scrap. We'll just watch and see. And then all of these are going to be dumping into active providers. Because I want anything that they make actively going back into the network. Sure. Works for me. There you go. Alright, are you guys content with that? Let's see how fast this drains my power grid. I see reds, I take. Because I want to build more substations. And then I guess I can also power you as well. Have some of this. Off you go. Give me these reds back. I need those. Let's continue tiling our substations. Which means we can back these power poles up. And then let's also get a foundry down and figure out what we need to do to make holmium plate. It's just holmium solution. Holmium solution, I'm guessing I make in a chem plant? Yes. Stone, holmium, or water. Okay. Easiest way to get water is going to be like this. Give me that. Run you out through here and back up to here. Give me a chem plant. Holmium solution. Water's going to plug in there and then go underground. You're going to have a requester chest that summons a holmium ore and stone. Would you ever want to throttle this production? Is holmium ore used in anything else? I don't think so. It is only used in holmium solution, so you do not need to throttle this inserter at all. And you can just have it make holmium solution forever. Then give me a foundry that is going to turn holmium solution into holmium plate. Great stuff. You consume 80 per minute, you make 10, you consume 80 per second, you make 10 per second. So I need 8 chem plants running that one foundry full time. But I'm just going to let it sit there in the meantime. You can have a storage chest. You are only allowed to hold holmium plate. We do not need to throttle that inserter at all. And there is our holmium for the long term. So the next thing we are going to be looking at is setting up this electromagnetic plant, which needs refined concrete, which I cannot do in a foundry, but it is going to take water. So we're going to want it to sit here. None of this we're going to have organized for now. We'll organize it later. Are you keeping up? 20 per second? Consume 1 per second. Consume 15. Yeah, you'll keep up. You'll work. So you come out here. Refined concrete. Here, you're going to need a requester chest that's going to take a red circuit. You're going to need a storage chest that is going to take more red circuits. You sit here. Filters. Refined concrete. You sit here. You're ever going to want to throttle that inserter. You might. If it's going to use steel and stone sticks, you may want to throttle that in a big way. 100 times 40. That should be good to run. Off you go. And then when the EM plants are up, we can finally start making good circuits with like a decent amount of productivity. Short on iron stick. Have I not been putting iron stick into your logistics network? Is that your problem? Here, take some of those. See what you think about that. It looks like maybe they like it. I can't tell. Yeah, they like it. They like it. They like it. Alright, so you're going to sit there and run. That's going to let us make EM plants. How is our red circuits looking? It's looking okay. We can work on another QM2. I'll just be taking these for myself, if you don't mind. We're going to need 150 of you. We have it already. And we only need 50 refined concrete. We're at 10. We're about to be at 20. Alright, this should come together fairly quickly. Except for maybe 50 processing unit. Because the only place we're getting that right now is from scrap refinement. It's kind of getting there. And I could spend this on like another QM2, but I think it's more important that we get an EM plant up before we start thinking about scrapping steel into quality steel. Let's make sure that our priorities are in the right place. 30. And very close to 40. There it is. Oh wait, you're 50. Okay, we need a little more. Give me these blues, give me these reds. You're short on concrete? That's fine. You did enough. You got me there. You got me to 50. After this, you're going to need more recyclers, which cost you processing units. I need too much, man. Get the EM plant up. EM plant is going to fix circuit issues. You will like EM plant. Also, some really basic EM plant automation is one of the things that we wanted to be on Fulgora for in the first place. So it'll be useful to have the automation just kind of sitting there humming away making it. How much do you want it to consume, though? Because you don't get greens natively. You only get blues. And so if you were to turn on... If you were to, like, actually EM plant production, like, in an EM plant... I think you would find yourself being here for literally hours. So we probably shouldn't do that yet. We'll want to eventually, but I don't think we do that yet. Can I just get 3 more processing units, please? Recyclers, do you mind? Anytime you want to get around to it. There's some. Still, though, they don't care. $49, please. No. Please. No, please. No. Yes. Yes, yes, yes. No! Where are you taking that? Oh, you're charging. Yes. Okay. Oh, have to make it in an assembling machine. Alright, sure. That's fine. Can't just make them by hand. I'm pretty sure you can make EM plants in EM plants. So when we make our second EM plant, which is not going to be the next thing we do, we will want to make it in itself. But we're not going to do that yet. The first thing we're going to do with this thing is we are going to make basic electronic circuits. Because that way we don't need to be reliant on scrapping blues in order to get more. Because we are going to churn through electronic circuits like nobody's business. You are going to be heavily controlled, and your control is going to be anytime electronic circuits are less than 200 times 40, you are running. You are going to request copper wire, and you're going to request iron plate, and off you go. Let that sit there for a bit. And now that that's done, we can start to concentrate on what we're going to do with some of our material overflows. So we're going to make 1 more quality 2. We're going to make 1 AM3. What's up, Senna? How you doing? We're still doing a little bit of bootstrapping on Fulgora, but we're starting to get there. The other thing you're going to need soon is another recycler, and that's going to be concrete as your limiter, which is going to be a problem. Because that refined concrete machine is going to drink all of your concrete. You're going to need to steal it out of these boxes before your robots can get to it. The factory is good. The Nauvis factory is autonomous. It's generating an enormous amount of pollution, but it's also just sitting here running itself, basically. So we set up these logistics train stations that request anything that the wall might need. So biters show up, they attack the wall gets damaged. The requester chest goes, hey, part of the wall got damaged, I need more stuff over here. This train goes, okay, I've heard your request, I'll come out to visit your wall. It drops off the stuff that the wall needs, and then it goes back to the base. So the perimeter walls on Nauvis take more damage than I would like them to, but they do autonomously repair themselves, which is nice. And then also, I don't remember the last time you were here, but we built some absolutely colossal foundries. These are all of my machines in charge of melting down copper ore and iron ore, with an enormous train station to boot. This is my factory in charge of making plates that is running at, like, surprisingly high levels. There must have just been a train that picked up plates. Because I don't think there's any way that our plate consumption is that high. But we're loading a pair of copper plate trains and a pair of iron trains, basically at all times. And then we've got our tiny little labs just plugging away working on stuff. So it's good. But for now, we're stuck on Fulgora. Stuck on Garbage Planet, sifting through garbage to make things. Which is fun in its own way. So, let's get another recycler up. because this is what is going to increase our throughput of scrap. We just want to be processing more scrap all the time. I want to see this belt continuously running. That actually almost does it. Actually, that might do it. You're consuming 2.5 per second. You're mining... No, that's not quite enough. I need one more recycler. One more recycler will have that thing running full-time. And then the only other thing that I need... You actually need to move. You're in a very inconvenient spot. Why don't you go over here? We need to set up another belt foundry. Which, honestly... Where's the one on Nowvis? Up here? I don't need to build that shit again. You don't need to bring the power poles, actually. You can skip the power poles. So make a slightly better selection. Remove all of these. Are you prepared to make this much iron, though? Because this thing is going to devour your iron. I could hand feed it. Yeah, I could hand feed it. So deparameterize the whole thing. Then create it. Then bring it back to Fulgora. Then find a place for it to fit, because it's fucking huge. I really want it to go here, because that's where it lines up with the pipe. But I would have to shift around where this substation is specifically. You can go, like, here. Then you can come here. Go ahead, get to work. Plug in a couple undergrounds. You have none iron because you're not scrapping gears right now. How concerned does that make you? Not really that concerned. I can just set that up next. This is now ready to turn on, though. Well, no, maybe actually you should be. Maybe you should be concerned about that. Can I come steal some concrete from you? You got spare concrete in here? Not really. You got spare concrete in here? Like 2. I don't like how often this factory runs. I'm gonna change your control behavior for a little bit. Because I need it. And then you also need to figure out how to power this stupid thing. Just run it down like this. It's not gonna work. It's not going to work at all. You're going to need to use substations. But they would need to go like here. Just use normal lines. Right there should hit everything, I think. I think so. You're also using bulk inserters on that? You can't afford the iron to use bulk inserters on that right now. Because you're broke, functionally. Alright, give me a bit of iron. And then take it before your drones try to thieve it all. There's your power spike, because a million buildings are turning on, and you haven't upgraded your accumulators in a very long time. But that's fine. The entire base will kick back on at nighttime. First thing you want to make... You are not allowed to make requests. I'm sorry. I'll come back and give you requests later. That was a filter. That one was okay. But I don't need this energy in my life from you right now. Also, are you making... You're making super speedy boys on Volcanus? Where's your belt factory here? It's there. This would need to move. Do turbos take lube? They do. I'll save it. It doesn't need to happen right now. You want that to be a requester? I could do that. Please stop building. You're building the wrong things. I know that you're trying to be good drones, but you're not succeeding at being good drones. You're being bad drones. I know. No one wants to hear it. But it's the truth. $39 will do. There you go. Crank on some belts. I can also now see why I use bulk inserters. It makes a shit ton. It's 160. Dude, foundries rock. Love those guys. But you want to upgrade them. Because you actually just want to skip straight to turbos so that you can shove more scrap on your construction line. So let's do that. What are the fields of Zappy Boys? These guys? These lads down here? Those are batteries. So Fulgora's thing, like each Factorio planet has its own thing. You were around for Volcanus, so you saw that Volcanus's thing was that everything is fluid. You're dealing with like items on belts when you're on Nauvis. You go to Volcanus, all of a sudden you are dealing with items in pipes, and you're like, whoa, different logistical challenge. That's crazy. Fulgora, the challenge is you are on a bunch of islands, and you can't build in between the islands until very, very late game. I can't put foundries out here. It's like, it's oil sand, basically. The other limitation is that there's no water. So if there's no water, you can't make steam to run generators, and you also can't have nuclear power because you don't have access to uranium either. And if you want to try and use solar, first of all, limited hard surface. So solar, whose entire thing is you need a shitload of surface area to make it happen, is going to be a natural disadvantage. But the other issue with solar is that Fulgora is further away from the sun than Nauvis is. So solar is only 20% effective here. It takes up too much space, and it's also worse. So the way that you get power on Fulgora is through these lightning strikes. All of these lightning strikes are striking lightning rod towers that I've constructed, and they generate a ton of power, but I need something to store the power in. And what I'm storing the power in are all of the Zappy Boy accumulators that are scattered all over the place. So these are my battery banks that are holding power from lightning strikes that run my base during the day. And then at night, my base keeps getting struck by lightning. And it fills the batteries back up. But there is still the constraint that accumulators take up space. They don't take as much space as solar, but they do take a lot of space. And you can see that we're redlining our grid every single night, which is not ideal. So the other thing that Fulgora introduces, which is the thing that we're building over here, is quality. So you can increase the quality of items to make them more effective. For an accumulator, the stuff with the blue diamonds next to it is the stuff that it gets better at, the higher the quality is. So quality improves energy capacity. Quality also improves the amount of power that it can take in and distribute at the same time. So you're incentivized to move towards higher quality items on Fulgora because you have this very limited building space. so that your giant battery banks that are collecting power don't take up so much room on the surface. And that's sort of what we're poking at now, but I'm just getting basic automation set up, which is a 9x9 grid of foundries. And then the other weird Fulgora thing that Fulgora does is you get this stuff called scrap. And scrap gets reprocessed into random items. So this is the list of what scrap can turn into with the percentages. 20% gear, 7% fuel, 6% concrete, 5% ice, steel plate, battery stone, advanced circuit copper, processing unit, low density structure, and holmium. So you get random garbage out of the ground. And you need to sift through the random garbage to make everything else that you need. And you do that with these buildings called recyclers that reverse the crafting chains that you use to make items. So the way that we're going to do that is we're going to have... I think I can just turn this thing on and show you at this point. Are you... Yeah, you've requested steel. Let's just hook you up. No, let's put quality mods in and then hook you up. Because you built your last form. There you go. So, this machine makes steel chests. It has 4 quality modules in it. It's set to run anytime there are more than 2,000 steel plates in the logistics network. And there are constantly steel plates being added to the logistics network as we mine this scrap out of the ground. It's going to make quality chests at a rate of 8% per craft. So 92% of the chests that it makes are going to be normal steel chest. 8% are going to be uncommon steel chest. Uncommon steel chests holds more items. But we don't care about uncommon steel chest. We care about a safety valve on outlet to the amount of steel that we're producing in this system. And so we're going to take our steel chests and we're going to recycle them back into steel. Should you not be... You should be requesting. Maybe I just don't have enough drones, dude. So if I take these steel chests, and I stick them over into this box, they're going to get chucked into the recycler. The recycler is going to turn them back into steel at a 75% loss, but the recycler also has quality modules in it. So if I were to feed the recycler a series of uncommon steel chests, it will recycle it into uncommon steel plates with a chance to get rare steel plates. And then anytime you're crafting something, you can set the quality of the recipe. So our goal is to make a bunch of stuff that makes rare iron plate and rare battery so that we can craft rare accumulator. And then that's also a safety valve for destroying some of the iron plate that we generate from mining scrap and getting things like gears. So this whole thing is just going to sit here and run. It is controlled by the circuit network. It only turns on when we have more steel than I want to have in the network. And it controls the amount of items that are existing in this system at any given time. We need to build one of these for every excess product that I don't particularly want to get out of the scrap, and then over time, we slowly upgrade the base into nothing but really nice quality things. Is the gist. Fulgora is neat. Fulgora is like building a factory that's also a gacha machine. Yeah, basically, it rocks. I love Fulgora. I think it's a very cool idea for a planet. So, of the things that we can get when we reprocess steel, or when we reprocess scrap, that's steel done. I think next we probably want to do iron gear wheels, because we're really struggling for just not having iron available in general right now. We're going to build a second recycler. We're going to put you right about here, probably. Just leave a little space in between these other objects. We're going to give you a requester. We're going to give you an inserter. What would be the best thing to recycle into iron gears? What are iron gears used to make? Actually, probably belts. You use a lot of iron gear wheels in an express transport belt. So express transport belt recycling recipe produces 2 to 3 iron gear wheels and then fast transport belt. So I'd be getting quality transport belts, which I think I would then just recycle again into iron gear wheel and normal transport belts. That's too complicated. I need to find something better. They do use a lot of gears, though. Undergrounds are going to have the same problem. Cargo wagons are going to be too reliant on gears. Steam turbine's kind of interesting, but I don't think I need quality pipes. That's going to be too much stuff. That's too much stuff. I mean, I guess I could just do transport belts. Transport belts have the interesting quality of getting 50% productivity in a foundry. So we can throw the iron gear wheel and iron plate into a foundry, which is going to give us extra stuff for free, and then spit a transport belt back out. Because I don't... Well, no, because then I can't double gamble on it, because I don't think transport belts have quality. It may just be cargo wagons. No, because that's going to deplete your plates. I need something that uses gears and not plates. You could do repair packs. Repair packs have quality. And then any spare iron plates that you get from the iron gear wheel reprocessing, you could put into electronic circuits. Do you like that? Or is that not going to work the way you think it is? Because this is going... You need something to make with gears, because you're going to have too many gears. But you also turn gears into plates, and that's desirable for you. You want to save plates, but you want to spend gears. It could be roboports. Because actually, I think I get red circuits out of scrap reprocessing as well. I do. I should be making roboports instead of chests. Stop doing this. Roboports actually take care of like 3 things at once. Yeah, I think that's a much better idea. But then you'd want to control them with a decider combinator. I'm pretty sure this system is going to break, but I'm just going to let it run anyway. So I'm going to let you do your thing. I want you to request basic... No, any roboport that is less than rare quality. You're going to sit there. You are going to output into a passive provider. Then I'm going to need an assembly machine 2. And for that, I need plates. Mills and gears. I think this is the way that I want to do it. You're also going to need 4 more QM2s. Which you should have the circuits to do. Make 1. I should probably just junk like 200 of these reds as well. That'll be a faster way to get greens than trying to build them in the EM plant. I'm not convinced that this is the most effective way to go about doing this. But it's a way. And then we also just need to keep building accumulators. Scrap all these, scrap all these. Up to 8 rare steel. Fun. We will have some very interesting things that we can do with that later. Just not yet. Alright, give me these circuits, please. I need these very badly. Thank you. Make number 2. Nah, you still need more. No, you're out of reds. Well, that's easy enough to fix. Reds are everywhere. Maybe not like everywhere, but kind of everywhere. Yoink, yoink, yoink. I think you need one more. You're 1 short. No. You're 3 short. 2 short. 1 short. There you go. So we need 1 more to put in here. And then it's going to pass gears to you. You're going to get a storage chest for gears, normal. Gears, parentheses, normal. You're going to need a requester chest as well. And you're going to request RoboPort. No, you're going to request the materials for crafting a RoboPort. And then you're also going to get hooked up to the circuit network. I can wait on that. Get more of these down. This is building towards something, I swear. Because we need to make quality batteries to make quality accumulators. And iron plates that are quality are going to come from recycling iron gears. No, that's not going to make quality plates, that's going to make quality gears. But then you can recycle quality gears into quality plates. Yeah, that's how you do it. That's how you're gonna do it. I think you would want a second recycler then, wouldn't you? You'd want one that just handles gears. I think you're right. Because no matter what, you need to be turning gears into plates. That's where all your plates are going to come from. Is milling gears. What were you thinking with this? I think you've thought yourself into a hole that you don't know how to get out of. Because you're actually trying to make quality iron plates. You're not trying to make quality gears. It's just that you're producing gears. So your actual platonic ideal of the thing that you want to be refining is something that uses gears, but recycles into gears and plates. So that would be a belt. It would be belts. You do just want to be recycling transport belts, I think. Yeah, request transport belts less than 0. And then you're going to have a foundry that sits next to this thing. And the foundry is going to hold gears, normal. And it's going to hold plates, normal. And it's only going to run when you have too many gears or plates. So you're going to need a decider combinator to make that decision for you. God, I can't wait to find out if this breaks or not. I have no idea. Why didn't that recycle into anything? Shit. Maybe you do want to upcycle all the way into express transport belts? Because they... No, because then you only get gears back out. You're back to the same problem. I guess it's just that transport belts only have a chance to return iron plates. Yeah, 13% of each. Okay, they do give plates eventually. So that's good to know at least. You'll go here. Your filter is plates only. And then you need a requester chest as well. Plates only. Requester chest. And then a decider combinator that lives next to you. Hook that up to green. You are... Whenever plates are greater than 100 times 40, or whenever gears... Gears? Am I losing my mind? Gears. Whenever gears are greater than 100 times 40, you output a green check mark. At 1. Then you hook the foundry up to red, and you say, if you ever see a green check mark, you're good to go. Then, I guess you don't need this. This can just go. You pass those requests to a... No, you need quality modules in here. No, well... Yeah, you do want quality modules in there. I'm actually not convinced that you can make quality belts, but we're going to give it a try. I think I also need blues. To make the last... Yeah, there it is. And then you're going to output into a passive provider. And the passive provider is going to become full of belts. If any of the belts are less than rare quality, you're going to scrap them. And that's fine, because these requester chests, when I decide to turn on undergrounds and splitters, are also going to be requesting transport belts. And so some of them will just wind up everywhere. Probably. We need to be making more accumulators. You don't have the plates for accumulators. That's why you're setting this whole thing up. Also, you can get rid of that logistics chest. It's supposed to keep all of its gears in there. I'm still not totally convinced this is going to make as many plates as you need. And I think you're overthinking being able to roll multiple times on quality. Yeah, maybe. Maybe not, though. So just to get you started, let's have you burn through some of these. I just need plates to exist somewhere in the network for a little bit while I get the rest of my life figured out. There you go. Knock yourself out. Next thing we need. is copper. Copper we do not get from scrap, but we do get copper cable. And I think if I just scrap copper cable, it turns back into copper. It does. So you're going to want another recycler. You have another recycler already. 1, 2, 3. You're going to want 4 more QM2s. They're going to output into a passive provider. You're going to have a requester. You know, for now, I am going to take the simple solution. And I'm just going to say, if you have gears that are less than rare, go ahead and run. But I'm going to circuit control you, and your circuit condition is going to be whether we have too many gears. Should be 100 times 40. It's fine. Is it perfect? No. Is it good enough? Probably. And then I'm going to do the same thing with this one. I'll get more in the weeds on recycling as we go on. But right now, I think it's a little unnecessary. I might do a little bit of work of finding like the best recipe to use off stream or something. So wire stacks to 200. Which means that if we ever have more than 200 times 40 wire in the network, you turn on. You are set to request any wire that is less than rare quality. That's going to give you copper plates. And then you're going to need 1 chem plant. Okay. 1 chem plant and sulfuric acid. You're not making sulfuric acid right now. That's true. That's pretty true. So you're going to need to crack light oil into petroleum gas. Like this. I don't think you have any way of getting that water pipe up there. This is such a horrible configuration, but I want to get accumulators up because I'm tired of my grid dying every night. So we're gonna harness some insane spaghetti here. You may see some things that confuse or frighten you. It's okay. I somewhat know what I'm doing. So you're going to go in here. This water is going to come under here. That doesn't work. You need to back it up by 1. And then flip these, flip these. Okay, so now you make petroleum gas. Next, you need to make sulfuric acid, which I think is just petroleum gas and water. So that should be fairly easy. Just offset it by 1. No, it's sulfur and water. So you need to make sulfur first, which is water and petroleum gas. Like this. And then like that. Can I have some of this iron, please? Thank you. You come in here, that makes sulfur. We are going to immediately hand off your sulfur to another chem plant. Like, it's going to happen so fast, you're not even going to see it happen. We're going to stagger that one back down this way so that I can fit a requester chest in there to grab iron. And it's also going to need water. It's actually going to move up by one. It's going to go like here. There's going to be an underground here. And then it's going to come back up here. You're going to get a requester here. You're going to make sulfuric acid. You don't need to request sulfur. That's going to get delivered for you like this. That comes up like this. Now we're definitely using more water than we can possibly make, but like it'll slowly keep up. And then the last thing we need is chemical plant. And chemical plant is going to be set to make rare battery. Because fluid ingredients don't have quality. So you're going to live here. You're going to make battery rare. That will require rare iron and rare copper plates, which we are making both of right now. And then it will also require sulfuric acid. Like so. You are going to output into a storage chest. Like so. Why aren't you running? You should have so much copper wire. Where's it all going? Oh, it's all getting fed into the EM plant. Stop running for... Well... I do want green chips, though. I do like green chips. Nah, I'd rather have accumulators. I'm tired of my base grid power dying every night. There you go. Knock yourself out. So this is very slowly. Oh, and then you're going to need one more assembler for rare accumulators. And I really don't need it to be an AM3. That's kind of overkill. We'll just have it be an AM2. And then you make accumulator rare. You're going to pull rare battery from the box behind you. And then you'll also need a requester chest that is going to summon rare iron plate. Boom. Okay, so what's the point? The point is that we want to hold as much power as possible in as small a square as possible. And our rare accumulators hold 15 megajoules. Well, these only hold 5. So one rare accumulator is the same as 3 normal accumulators. They are much, much more space efficient. How are you doing on rare copper plates? Why aren't you inserting? Oh, because you don't have any wire. No, but see, the problem is that I just want the plates. You didn't put any quality modules in this thing. You're literally lighting them on fire. You did not think before you acted. That's fair. 1, 2, 3. You're also going to need red. 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 4. So that's going to let you turn this thing on. As soon as they finish crafting. And then while you're at it, how hard would it be to make quality lightning rods? Steel plate, copper, cable, stone, brick. Are you going to make quality stone brick?